Well, I wonder if there's some level of emotional intelligence that, like, do people really want to know? Do they
Well,
want to find
okay.
it?
So on that, on that, I would say my daughters never wanted to go to the kindergarten. They were really happy staying at home and believing that they are the smartest in the world. And if I had to drag them to the kindergarten. But the whole point of science is learning about reality, right? So, we could have continued to think that we are at the center of the universe. Why is it important to know what the reality is? Because then you can launch a rocket that will reach Mars or the moon, or plan what to do in space. Like, I mean, it's really important to know what the reality is so that you can adapt your actions, to accomplish goals within that reality. If you believe in a false notion of reality, you might be happier. I call that virtual reality. The world of virtual reality is infinite. I mean, you can put goggles on your head and then be very happy, sort of like taking recreational drugs. You can be in a reality that satisfies all your needs, where you are very pleased by what you see. You can put goggles and you will be at the center of the universe, no problem whatsoever. The only problem with that is that reality that you're looking at is not shared by everyone else. Okay, so and it's not the real one, it's the virtual one. And I think it's really important for us to figure out the real one, because just think about Bernie Madoff. Okay, he had a beautiful virtual reality by which he asked people to give him money and he will promise to give them back more than they gave him. And that was a beautiful virtual reality, because the proof was that people were willing to give him money. What could be better testimony to the fact that it was beautiful? They said, wow, that's amazing, this virtual, take our money. And of course, when they asked for their money back, he couldn't deliver, he was put in jail. And that's the experimental test of the virtual reality that he was advocating for. So my point is, experimental tests are not a nuance, the way string theorists would argue. They are not something that you can accept or reject and say, okay, well, maybe in 1,000 years, someone will test my ideas. No, because that, Bernie Madoff would have been happy to argue that in 1,000 years they can test his idea. In the meantime, give me your money. I mean, that's obviously, the basis for a Ponzi scheme. So, if we want to avoid Ponzi schemes, if we want to learn about the actual reality that we live in, we have to follow the scientific method, which is going, in small steps, not assuming we know the answer in advance, and learning from evidence. You see, that's the key. And the most important question is, what is the neighborhood that we live in? Do we have neighbors? That's the most important question, because it will change, just like it changed the perspective of my daughters. It will change everything for us.